Hi, I'm Tree and this is Stitchless TV. Now today I'm going to show you how to make the pattern for this TR cutting flounce bodice, which uses a basic bodice block to start with. Now get your paper bodice block pattern and cut it out of some calico. So draw around it, making sure that you clearly mark the ends of the darts. Now when you've done that, when you've drawn around it, cut it out. Sew it together and make sure it fits well on the dressmaker's stand or on yourself. Now when you're happy with how it fits, that's the back, you can then start to lightly draw out some new style lines. But you have to remember that those style lines have to go through the ends of each of your darts. So it's a good idea to make a very clear dot at the end of your darts, just to be sure that whatever pattern you do definitely goes through those. Now when you're happy with your shape, make the line clearer, and most definitely you have to do notches, but have these sort of master notches where they're labelled on both sides of the style line with either a letter or a number, a bit like this. So you're doing that on the front and on the back. Okay, so now we're going to begin creating the kind of flounce effect. So we cut up and we insert a godé, insert a piece of material, but we don't go any higher, any nearer or over that style line. So here I'm stitching it into place. I'll show you more clearly in a minute. So that's what it looks like when it's done on the wrong side. Cut away the excess. Right, now get ready to do your next one. So look, see, we come in at right angles to that centre front line. We cut up to, but most definitely not over your new style line. And then you splay it out and you put some material in there, so you end up with like a triangle of material, and you can either hold it with masking tape or stitch it in place. Much better to stitch it in place, and then it will look like this. Now look at this one. You don't go at right angles to your style line, it's at right angles to that centre front line, and then you're going to spread that out, fill it with material, and look, we're stitching it in place. I really think it's like doing godés. And then you need to smooth off that edge, so it looks like that. Now look, I've finished all my upper front flouncy bits, but now I need to do the ones that go along the waistline and the hem. So I've cut up at right angles with the hem, and I've filled it again just like I did a minute ago, so I end up with this flouncy hem. So it looks quite nice. So it looks like this. So for the back, even though it's a zigzaggy pattern, it's exactly the same process. I'm going straight up from the hem, from the waistline. I don't cut over the style line. That's very important. And then I fill it just exactly the same way as I did before with fabric. So I'm putting in kind of godé thing, and I stitch it in place. Now here I've got the needle in just where it hit the style line, to make sure I don't go any further, and then I'm going to sort of turn it around so that I start stitching down the other side. So that's my triangle in place. I mean, it's quite simple really, and then remember to cut away the excess on the wrong side. And you're just going to do that to all of your slits to create a flounce effect at the back of the bodice. So when you've done them, look how stunning it is. It looks like this. Now hopefully this is giving you inspiration for transforming some other patterns that you might have to create sort of flounce where there isn't flounce. But this isn't a usable pattern yet. We've got a few more things that we need to do. So that star line that you created, the unusual shape, you've got to cut along it now. And now you'll understand the importance of those notches that you just did, and particularly the master notches, where you put an A on one side of the line and an A on the other, so you make sure that it all lines up. Now look, I'm just tracing out with my finger one of the sections that I'm going to cut out, and look what the shape looks like. Look at that. So you can't use it like that when it goes flat. So you've got to split it. Make sure you label where you split it. So you've put it into two pieces. So do the same for other pieces, like your back piece. You might need to do it there as well. And label it. Same here, look how it overlaps. We can't cut it out like that, so we need to split it. And I've labelled it. So when you've done that, you do end up with a bit of a jigsaw puzzle of pieces, but it's your jigsaw puzzle and you will understand what's going on. Now these pieces are ready to be laid on top of some more calico, but this time you'll be adding a seam allowance, very small, 1/2 centimetre seam allowance, because when you do TR cutting, you work to really small seam allowances in order to be able to stitch them together. Now I'm not showing you how to stitch them together in this video, but if you want me to show you a video of how to sew the flounce bodice together and all these pieces, comment below and I'll try and upload it before the end of the week. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you again very soon, so don't forget, comment below if you want me to show you how to stitch it together so it ends up looking like this. And meanwhile, go and have a look, if you haven't seen it already, how to sew the lips pocket.